What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. Today, we are reacting to one lost Dragon Ball characters that could return to DLC. I think he's talking about these after the leaks. So brand new characters that aren't in any of the Tenkaichi games. But I felt like it would make more sense to start this video off with the RDC world. You know, how they be putting random characters in the game. Because I just think that's just funny. You feel me? You smell me?
Put that nigga in the game. Everybody be asking about this nigga. I think my son just asked about this nigga. You put him in the game, you gotta put him in the game. Bio Broly. Everybody loved the Bio Broly
but I feel
movie.
like
nobody thought that
if
hoe
y'all
was
put
sorry.
him in
You
instead
gotta
of,
put him in the game. How did he not make it to the other game?
I feel like now that we have Dragon Ball Super Broly, like real talk, I feel like it would make more sense to have Bio Broly in the game versus regular Dragon Ball Z Broly, because you already have Dragon Ball Super Broly. So now it just feels like covering already covered space.
Also, go ahead and put a lot of other Broly forms in there. Super Broly, Super Broly when he fought Goku in the movie, when he fought Vegeta in the movie, and when he fought Frieza in the movie.
You think when all these Broly's in the game, bro, ain't they gonna have all the same moves?
That is the same Broly.
I almost said something to that nigga. We put forms from everybody in the game. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, you wasn't working here. My fault. I'm getting a little riled up at you. You wasn't working here, bro. Just sit down, shut the fuck up.
That's 20
I heard
years
the same
ago.
thing.
You know how old he had to be?
You know, do your thing. And then, okay. Ooh, it's a lot of people.
At least
right
40.
Here. Damn, that's gonna take up a lot of slots.
Is that him? I think that's OG right there.
Damn, that's gonna take up a lot of slots.
Hold up.
And then, okay. Ooh, it's a lot of people.
Is that Frieza Soldier 100? You know, normally we get that, dude. See? Because it's already a whole bunch. We already see like 4 or at least 3. You normally get him. You get him too. And then, like, the Frieza Soldier. Normally he has white hair, though.
Right here. Damn, that's gonna take up a lot of slots. 40 people. Put every one of those niggas in a game. Freezer has been 1, Freezer has been 2, Freezer has been 3, 41, 42, and give them all full power energy. Wait.
Wait, bro, come on, man, bro. It's like 70 different people. And you just
Shut the fuck up. Damn, did you not work in Dragon Ball Z? Did you not work on Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 3? Did you not?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
You wasn't in that fucking studio.
He wasn't.
You know you wasn't. Boy, we had everybody in that damn game. We was putting all types of people. A pool made it.
He did.
You crazy? A pool? Nigga, stop playing. Stupid ass. Put him in the game. Yeah. No, he definitely fit.
Nah, hold on.
We need like
Nigga, that's
Man, hold on,
Naruto.
bro. That's a whole Naruto character, bro. How he gonna fight with Dragon Ball Z people?
That's Jay.
I know.
No.
From Naruto.
But what is he gonna do to a Dragon Ball Z character?
Nah,
He
Guess
can't
character. He gonna whoop. Look at that nigga,
He can't get
man.
in the sky with him.
He gonna triple jump. We gonna get him in the sky.
Hey,
Don't worry.
hey,
We'll
is
get
that
him in
not
the
what
sky.
they
Watch,
did
you
with
jump, whatever you gotta do.
Hercule?
Put that form in there. That's one of the best forms.
That's a good one.
Wheelchair Jimmy? Nah,
Is
that's
that
crazy.
Drake from Degrassi?
Does it look like
Bro, I don't remember this part of the skit.
Bro, he's a whole rapper. He can't fight with them, bro. Why are we putting people in the game that don't have nothing to do with Dragon Ball Z?
Why not? We also got CLB Drake on
Nah,
here.
that's
I don't
crazy,
know,
that's
he
crazy.
fight Take Care Drake. Nothing was the same Drake. So Far Gone Drake. Know that nigga boss.
Bro, you have to.
Comeback season Drake. He gonna have a. Oh, you quit? Put Mad Employee.
Mad Employee, that's a good
Mad
one.
Employee in the game.
Super Mad Employee.
He got transformation. Weak. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's now that we watched this super duper funny video, y'all, we need that. The most accurate. I'm crazy. We little rhyme style from the get go. That been new. So when rhyme style
characters
get cooked,
within Dragon Ball.
let's not
But
be
what about
surprised.
those?
Which
There
one,
are
bro?
so many iconic characters within Dragon
Little
Ball.
Bilal
But
game.
what about those that have slipped through the cracks of time? I'm talking about characters who have either appeared in just a single episode, a movie,
That was
or a
horrible.
one-off video
That's-
game appearance. Today I'm
Whoa,
going to be
I don't-
shining a light on a lot of these obscure and forgotten Dragon Ball characters who could very
don't even
well
think we
make
got
their
the any
long-awaited
other
return
Supreme
as
Kaisen. That's
potential DLC
Kuriza?
characters for Dragon Ball Sparking
need, like-
Zero. From mysterious villains with untapped power to characters that are connected.
We don't need. See. They got you too, gang.
connected to some of the most legendary characters in Dragon Ball. These
If we
hidden
could get
gems
a
offer
Dragon Ball
unique abilities,
Sparkling
quirky designs,
Dragon Ball
and they
Hero
have
roster,
untold
oh my
backstories
goodness, bro.
which
I
honestly
know
deserve to be in the spotlight.
different
Whether
than
if you're a
copyright, but
long-time Dragon
imagine.
Ball fan or if you've been here for a very long time, this video is gonna definitely deepen your knowledge about Dragon Ball. I'm very confident that this top 10 list of obscure characters will include some that even you have forgotten about, or you may have never known that they existed in the first place. So trust me, you're definitely going to want to stick around until the very end of this video, because we're going to be counting down some very surprise picks, including some fan favorites from Akira Toriyama himself, from some of his lesser known works which will blow your mind. So without further delay, here is my list of the top 10 most obscure characters that need to appear in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
So these are really hot takes. I ain't watched Bro before, so we're gonna
in the number 10 spot, we have
Lucifer.
none other than Lucifer himself. Now, this is the sinister
Dragon Ball,
antagonist
Dragon Ball Z?
from Dragon Ball, Sleeping
Okay, yeah.
Princess in Devil's
Is it a
Castle.
filler?
Lucifer is one of the most
Is it-
overlooked characters
kinda
in
got
the
a
entire
Goku
Dragon Ball
cut.
universe. With his amazing vampiric appearance
Low-key.
and his master plan to plunge the Earth into eternal darkness, Lucifer is a unique combination of evil sophistication. He has control over an army of demons, and he lives in a grand castle, as well as wielding the powerful Sleeping Princess, which is a gem capable of absorbing energy from the full moon in order to power his terrifying Devil Castle cannon. Lucifer's plan in Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle is to destroy the sun and then rule over a world which is dominated by the undead in complete darkness. Lucifer possesses notable abilities as he's adept at fighting, he has control over key manipulation, and he can fire energy blasts like the deadly Blood Bomber. His presence in Dragon Ball is limited as he's only in a early Dragon Ball movie, which leaves him largely forgotten by a lot of
character,
modern
but a Dragon Ball
fans.
movie
Despite
character.
being
So I
strong
guess he
enough
could
to match
be, yeah.
Goku in hand-to-hand combat
We got
and
Hachiyak and
effortlessly hold
Janemba and
Krillin
stuff, yeah.
hostage, Lucifer in the movie ends up being defeated when
But
his
it's
very own
Dragon
cannon
Ball.
backfires and it destroys him.
And that's the thing. I hope this is the only Dragon Ball character on here. The Dragon Ball character, I think they could make, since most characters in Dragon Ball don't know how to fly, they could make like a Storm-esque Dragon Ball game, and I'd be okay with it because it fit in universe and everything. But with that being said, I don't think we should have any Dragon Ball characters. I think we leave all Dragon Ball Z. We can get obscure Dragon Ball Z characters. We can get a Tarbo, a Kriza, but like they gotta be able to fly and have like unique beams and spherical moves. Maybe even like Dragon Fist, something crazy. But like I'm not
in a moment of irony. So while Lucifer is an obscure character and he has a one-off appearance in an early Dragon Ball film,
I
his
understand why
inclusion
he's
as a DLC character
But
in
if
Dragon Ball
everybody's
Sparking
above this,
Zero
then we are
would
good.
definitely be very exciting to see, especially for long-term fans, as it would bring a classic
old-
but forgotten
the
villain
actual old
back into
head.
the spotlight. So in the
Yes.
number 10
Dragon
spot,
Ball
I
probably
definitely think
ended
Lucifer
like
earns his
35,
position in
40
the
years
roster
ago. So
of
if you
Sparking
read this
Zero
when it came
characters.
out-
So next, in the number 9 position, we have
somebody's
Chilled.
father.
Now this is
Chilled?
a
Yeah,
space
that makes
pirate
sense.
and ancestor of Frieza, who
I don't know
makes
if he
his
has any
first
unique
appearance in
moves or
Dragon
if he
Ball episode
transforms,
of
but
Bardock. Despite
yeah.
Chilled having a
I'd be okay
connection
with
to one
having
of the
him
most
in the game.
iconic Dragon Ball villains, he is still very overlooked as a character. Unlike
He's
his
supposed to be
famous
like-
descendants like Frieza, King Cold, and Cooler, Chilled's claim to
I don't
fame
know if he's
lies
supposed to
in
be
his
like
role
Cooler's
as the
dad,
first member
or-
of the Frieza race to encounter a Super Saiyan who is in fact Bardock
But
during
Bardock's
a
literally
time-traveling
just, what,
encounter.
like 30
Chilled's appearance mirrors
years,
Frieza's
if that,
first
older
form,
than?
as he has small horns, a orange dome on his head, as well as having light purple skin. What truly sets Chilled apart from Frieza is his personality. Chilled is a very arrogant and cruel individual, but he still is very protective over his family. Before succumbing to
Oh, there you go.
Bardock's Super
That's what
Saiyan
makes him
power, Chilled made
different
sure
from
to
the
send
rest.
a warning to his descendants
sent the
about
warning.
the Saiyan threat,
The rest
ultimately
of them
leading
didn't
to
do
the
that.
infamous fear that Frieza harbored towards Super Saiyans. Despite this significance that Chilled
G
has
said,
within
watch
the
out
Dragon
for him,
Ball
so you have to
lore,
watch
he has
out. That makes
remained
sense.
very
That makes
obscure
sense.
due to the fact that he's only
He's
appeared
filler.
in a single OVA and he's made a few video game appearances. It would be very interesting to see another member of the Frieza race appear in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero as a
thankfully we got
DLC
Frost.
character. I think that it would add a
But the crazy thing is, from like the leaks I've seen, it only looks like Frost has his final form. He doesn't have his like buffed up form like what's Majiggy, so he's missing. like 2 forms. He's missing 3 forms because he'd have that form, then he have his first form, then he have like his second or third form, kind of like cooler. So, but we got
a bit more variety to the roster, as it would represent the early lineage of Frieza's family. Chill's unique moveset, including his deadly Death Razor, as well as his tailed-based attacks, would make him very fun to play as, and it would finally give this forgotten ancestor of Frieza a chance to shine. In the number 8 spot, we have King Gurumez, the main antagonist from Dragon Ball Curse of the Blood Rubies. King Gurumez stands out as a rare but often forgotten character in the lore of Dragon Ball. He's revealed to be the small but greedy ruler of the land of Gurumez, but after he discovers the mystical blood rubies, it transforms him into this huge purple-skinned monster consumed by an insatiable hunger. As his greed had grown, so did his monstrous appearance, as well as his desire for more wealth and food. This is what had ultimately pushed King Gurumez to a life of tyranny, as he had then started to oppress his people. Gurumez's tragic quest to cure his endless appetite led him to seek out the Dragon Balls, hoping to wish away his hunger. His reign of terror had brought him into conflict with a young Goku and Bulma, who had set out to stop the king from further destroying the land in pursuit of more food. Eventually, King Gurumez's evil plans were thwarted when a wish was made to Shenron to restore his humanity. Now, as a potential DLC character in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, King Gurumez could bring a unique and monstrous moveset to the game, similar to the likes of Uzaru Baby, as well as the playable Uzaru characters. King Gurumez would offer a bit more of a variety to the massive-sized characters that are in the game, as well as offering some different types of powerful attacks, such as his Gurumez cannon and his devastating stomps that he has. I definitely think that this Dragon Ball movie exclusive character would be very nostalgic for fans to have in Sparking Zero, and it's again a fresh and obscure addition to the already enormous roster of 164 characters in the game. In the number 7 spot, we have a very interesting pick and one of my favorite obscure characters in the series. It's the younger brother of Vegeta,
I'll be honest,
he is an often overlooked Saiyan who makes a rare appearance in the 2008 Dragon Ball Z OVA called Yo Son Goku and His Friends Return. Despite his royal lineage, Tarbell is anything but the typical Saiyan warrior. He lacks the natural aggression and fighting instincts of his Saiyan race, as he was banished to a remote planet by his father, King Vegeta, who had...
With this, like, information that we know about the way Super Saiyan works now, I feel like he would definitely be able to go Super Saiyan 2 off rip. On some like Universe 7 Saiyans, he just gained the usage of it for no reason. But it makes sense though, because he's not really boxing.
Deemed him to be unfit for battle. Tarbell's polite and gentle nature contrasts sharply with his Saiyan heritage, and it makes him a very unique character in the Dragon Ball universe. Now, despite Tarbell not playing a major role in the main canon story, his connection to Vegeta and his involvement in facing the villainous Abo and Kado ensure that Tarbell is remembered by diehard fans who have seen the 2008 OVA, no matter how obscure
or I don't know, like, since they're the same, it'd be really easy to duplicate.
He couldn't handle these Frieza level foes showcases his low level power,
like
but also his bravery because he was still determined to protect his planet from them. In Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Tarbell would offer a refreshing take on these Saiyan type characters, as his moves like Gallic Gun would be really cool to use. And the potential for him to have voice lines with Vegeta's character would be really fun to hear too. His inclusion as a playable DLC character would be really cool, especially considering he was a playable character in Dragon Ball Z Raging Blast 2. Also, despite how obscure a lot of these characters are, it's very likely that most of them have appeared within Dragon Ball Heroes, the card-based game which was really huge in Japan. In the number 6 spot, we have one of my favorite obscure Dragon Ball villains.
He's not obscure
it's the
though.
ultimate weapon created by Dr. Lichi. It's none other than Hachiyak. Hachihyak's mission is to wipe out the remaining Saiyans as a revenge for the destruction of the Toffle race. Hachihyak's ruthless efficiency and his ability to harness the energy of hatred sets him apart from other Dragon Ball villains, as he first appears in the OVA Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans, which was made way back in 1993. It's here where he materializes as a powerful warrior after absorbing all of the negative energy from all of the deceased souls of the Tuffles. Hachihyak's distinct design makes him stand out with his pink skin-like material and red armor covering his body. His most dangerous attack, the Revenger Cannon, becomes a deadly force, only firing after 15 seconds of charging. Despite being a machine, Hachihyak demonstrates a relentless desire to fulfill his creator's mission as he battles against Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, and the other Z fighters, as he's made quite a few appearances in Dragon Ball video games, initially in the Playdia game Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans, and then in Raging Blast 2 he was the central villain, as the OVA Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans was recreated for that game, and Hachihyak was a playable character in Raging Blast 2. Now he's also appeared within Dragon Ball Heroes as well.
A lot of people like to say Raging Blast is like the sole successor or sequel to Budokai Tenkaichi. You know, I don't. A lot of people.
Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, so I think that him appearing in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero would be super interesting, as it would introduce another powerful antagonist who also has some iconic transformations like the Super Hachihyak form or its terrifying giant form. As a villain, Hachihyak is one of Dragon Ball's lesser known antagonists from one of the OVAs that not too many people have seen, but despite his obscure status, you cannot deny that he's very powerful.
I thought he got a whole movie. I didn't know he was OVA. That makes sense why he's not in a lot of games.
In the number 5 spot, we have the brilliant creator of Hachihyak, Dr. Lychee. He is a vengeful Tuffle scientist who serves as one of the main antagonists in Dragon Ball Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans. After witnessing the annihilation of the Tuffle race at the hands of the Saiyans, Dr. Lychee became consumed by hatred as he devises a plan to eliminate every last Saiyan. He creates the machine being Hachihyak, designed to absorb the negative energy from all of the fallen Tuffles, as he's designed to power up in order to exact Dr. Lychee's revenge. Lychee's appearance evolves after he dies, as he first appears as an elderly man with long white hair, similar in appearance to Dr. Gero, but later he transforms into the ghostly figure of Ghost Lychee, with bluish skin and his iconic red eye. Despite being a ghost, he retains his intellect as he uses tactics such as the Destron gas in order to weaken his enemies. Lychee's deep-seated grudge against the Saiyans fuels his mission for revenge, and in his ghostly form, he fights alongside Hachihyak in an attempt to destroy the surviving Saiyans. It would be really cool to include Dr. Lychee in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, because despite Hachihyak being playable in Raging Blast 2, unfortunately, Dr. Lychee didn't get the same love, and I feel like a tactical villain like this needs to be added to the massive roster of Sparking Zero characters. In the number 4 spot, we have a very obscure character that not many of you will know about, and it's Onio, who is a Saiyan introduced in the spin-off manga created by Akira Toriyama, Nico Majin Z. Onio stands out not just for his comical nature, but also because he can transform into a Super Saiyan, a rarity even amongst his race. Unlike most of the Saiyans that we've encountered in Dragon Ball, Onio is far from a serious warrior. In fact, he's a light-hearted character who lands on Earth with his wife called Honey during their honeymoon, and Onio has plans to turn the planet into their summer home. However, things quickly spiral out of control when Nico Majin Z gets involved. Onio becomes furious when Nico Majin Z inappropriately touches Honey, causing him to unleash his Super Saiyan transformation. However, even in his Super Saiyan form, Onio is easily bested by Nico Majin Z, showcasing that his power level, while impressive in his own right, pales in comparison to others. Despite being able to turn into a Super Saiyan, Onio's strength is more there for comedic relief. As you see when he transforms into a Super Saiyan, what very little head that he does have just stands on its tips, and it looks absolutely hilarious. Onio's exaggerated character paired with his lackluster combat abilities would definitely make him a fun addition to the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero roster. Bringing in Onio would add some humorous elements to the game, while still giving fans another Super Saiyan to control in battle, which is always fun in my opinion. It won't surprise you to know that Onio has never appeared in any Dragon Ball video games, so it would definitely be fun to have him in Sparking Zero. We're now in the top 3, and in the third spot we have Kuriza, the son of the infamous Frieza. He makes his debut appearance in Nico Majin Z, Toriyama's spin-off comedic manga. Despite Kuriza's lineage, he is not as menacing as his father or his uncle Cooler. His appearance mirrors Frieza's first form, with one distinctive difference, which is a chestnut-shaped head, thus making making him a quirky character in the Dragon Ball world. Now, the gems on his body are brown or purple depending on where you see his character appear. One thing cannot be mistaken, his physical resemblance to Frieza is definitely there, even in his final form. Unlike his relatives, Kuriza isn't that evil. In Nico Majin Z, Kuriza visits Earth.
But here's the thing that always confuses me. So, they have genders? The Frieza race, or I think like the fan dub, or we've all like used is like it's either Frost race or it's the Crojans. I know that's what Xenoverse calls it, but there's no female. They don't like. Where's their mom? Like, I'm all for it, but where's like the? I don't know, you know, we got all these crazy ass aliens.
Only to be
we don't have too many
like
women fighters in Dragon Ball Z.
After a brief battle, this playful encounter highlights his comedic side, thus adding to his overall charm.
Which is crazy because I don't think we got Bojack, but I don't think we got Zangief.
Final form, but he ends up being bested by Nico Majin before their fight even takes off. In Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission, Frieza plays a more serious role as he showcases loyalty to his father Frieza and his uncle Cooler. He seeks to restore their family's honor after their defeats, and Kuriza's final form paired with his father's signature Death Ball attack makes him a formidable opponent.
Like
now Kuriza does appear in Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, so it is very likely that he may appear in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero as a obscure DLC character, and I think that he would be very fun to have in the game. Okay, we're in the number 2 spot, and this goes to Majin Ozoto, also known as the Super Monster. Now this is one of the most elusive, obscure villains in all of Dragon Ball. He was first introduced in an arcade game released in the 90s called Dragon Ball Z VR Versus. He later returned as the main antagonist in Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Ozoto's power-hungry nature and his unique shape-shifting abilities make him a powerful opponent, as he's able to transform into his enemies as well as absorbing their powers. Majin Ozoto's design was created by Toriyama himself, as he's a really tall demon with horns and 3 eyes, as well as having a very unique color scheme. But his true form is even more terrifying, as he transforms into a larger size, as he grows multiple arms and has an eye on his stomach. In Dragon Ball Heroes, Majin Ozoto continues his quest for power as he absorbs characters like Piccolo, Gohan in order to gain their abilities. Ozoto's tricks and deceptive nature make him very dangerous, as he uses cunning strategies to outwit his opponents, such as stealing the Dragon Balls in order to achieve his goals. Ozoto's desire for power drives him to absorb some of the strongest fighters in the universe, but his strength still falls short when facing the likes of Ultra Instinct Goku. Majin Ozoto's appearance in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero would be a fresh, unpredictable element to add to the game, as he's never really appeared in a mainline console game before. And he's definitely going to be a challenging villain for even some of the strongest Z fighters to go up against. Okay, we have 2 honorable mentions for this list before we hit the number 1 spot, and the first is Arale Norimaki. This is the playful and immensely powerful android.
He's talking. He's a lot of words are being said, so I'm having a hard time I'm having a hard time thinking. Jeez Louise. But what the fuck was I supposed to say? If Sparkle and Zero can play like control scheme, cause I know there's a standard and a classic. I don't need the standard. I'm not gonna lie to you. And y'all gonna piss me off if the OGs, or at least the people creating gods, only use standard or classic. I'm gonna be mad because classic is just the old one. But standard, I feel like standard is just more user friendly for the way video games are played now, fighting video games, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, bro, if that standard plays like,
who's the main character of Toriyama's other super hit work, Dr. Slump. Arale has appeared in several Dragon Ball video games, including Budokai Tenkaichi 3, so it would only make sense for her to make an appearance within Sparking Zero. She has boundless energy and optimism, and her character perfectly slots into the world of Dragon Ball. So yeah, I'd love to see Arale bring her iconic moves to Sparking Zero, like Nachan Cannon and Earth Splitter. My other honorable mention goes to Krillin. This is a super rare character who appears as a villain in the Dragon Ball Shenron no Nazo video game. You're definitely not gonna know who this is because he makes a one-off appearance in a game that was released in 1986 and we don't really hear from him ever again. Although he shares a name which is similar to Krillin, Krillin is a completely different character. He's a four-armed alien fighter who does have a physical resemblance to Krillin. He works under Monster Carrot but is not a member of the Rabbit Gang. Interestingly, he is described as the #1 assassin in the universe in Age 750, a title which contrasts his minor role that he has, as he is very easy to defeat in the game. His obscurity, as well as the fact that he closely resembles Krillin, it would be very surprising if he were to appear within Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So yeah, you're not gonna know who Krillin is unless you had played this very early Dragon Ball video game. Okay, we finally reached the #1 spot, and my #1 pick for the most obscure Dragon Ball character, which needs to be included in Sparking Zero, it's none other than Nico Majin Z. This is a character again who originates from Toriyama's Nico Majin manga comedic series, and I would love for him to appear within Sparking Zero. He features in a parody of the Dragon Ball universe called Nico Majin Z, which adds even more of a comedic twist to the wacky elements that Dragon Ball is known for. Nico Majin Z showcases incredible strength and abilities that rival some of the strongest fighters.
My only real thing is because since it's a spin-off of Dragon Ball Z, is he not just like a cat person, a chibi cat person, or some alien cat version of Goku? Because he has the gi and the power pole, so these are all. That's like I feel like Hachiyak and that other guy. Those are probably that guy. They're probably the best ones. Maybe Kariza is cool too. And who else would I add? Turbo's alright. Yeah.
In the series. We learn that he is trained by none other than Goku himself, as Nico Majin Z also wears a gi similar to his mentor's, complete with his very own kanji symbols. Nico Majin Z is known for his light-hearted nature and his tendency for mischief, but he is not lazy when it comes to battle, as he's even able to transform into Super Neko Majin, a form that parodies the Super Saiyan transformation. Although he doesn't turn golden like a Saiyan, his power spikes tremendously, and even characters like Vegeta and Onio recognize his transformation as something similar to a Super Saiyan. Nico Majin Z's fighting style, however, is far from ordinary, as he mixes powerful energy.
He does how? How is it similar to Super Saiyan if it doesn't have like the only thing that you would like at that point? Is it even a transformation? See that's a real thing. If the transformation is just an aura change, is it really even a transformation? Cause can you even see auras? Like, is it one of those? It's aura. Is it one of those like Demon Slayer things with like how you can't see none of the arts, the breathing techniques? It's just like an illustration to let us know. So how is it? Like if they fighting in universe and I'm fighting somebody and then he just get real strong. I'm just like, and he don't say no words either. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's like a Super Saiyan. No, Super Saiyan niggas, their hair change color. Nigga hair didn't change color. No, Toriyama, I love you. No.
Attacks like his Nico Hameha with absurd techniques like farting to catch opponents off guard, and he even manages to land a hit against Goku during a sparring match. Now, while he is a very obscure character, Nico Majin Z makes his debut video game appearance in the Japanese version of Super Sonic Warriors 2. Remember when this game released on the Nintendo DS back in the day? I had bought the European version, desperately trying to unlock Nico Majin Z, only to learn that he's only available in the Japanese version. And he's not even a fully playable character, he's just an unlockable support type character. Like a lot of the other characters on this list, Nico Majin Z has appeared within Dragon Ball Heroes. So yeah, seeing Nico Majin Z make his debut appearance within a console game would be absolutely incredible, and I am all for welcoming him to the roster of Sparking Zero. Nico Majin Z is hands down my favorite gag character in all of Dragon Ball, and I'm super interested to know how many of these characters that I've mentioned in this video did all of you know about. This was my personal list of 10 of the most obscure and forgotten characters.
Let's be real. Maybe. I feel like 8 low key. We know about Neko Majin. We didn't know about that Karizen dude. We knew about Arale. I seen him in Dragon Ball Heroes. This specific part. Kuriza. Maybe 3 then. I didn't know about that guy. Then Hygiak Doctor. Tarble. 4. 5. Oh, half. We got 5. That's not bad, gang. That's not bad. His characters. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Would y'all like to see any of these people? How many did y'all know? Like, real talk, because I knew about 5. I know the older you are, probably the more you have. But I said the real question would also be, who's watched Dragon Ball? Y'all let me know.